महेश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं। हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं। हरि नाम बिना आनंद नहीं। हरि नाम बिना आनंद नहीं। प्रेम भक्ति बिना उद्धार नहीं। गुरु सेवा बिना निर्वाण नहीं। जप ध्यान बिना संयोग नहीं। प्रभु दर्श बिना प्रज्ञान नहीं। दया धर्म बिना सत्कर्म नहीं। भगवान बिना कोई अपना नहीं। हरि नाम बिना परमात्मा नहीं। साई नाम बिना परमात्मा नहीं। हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं। Offering our loving pranams at the lotus feet of our ever-present Swami. Dear brothers and sisters, at the outset, I would really like to kind of convey my gratitude because your stamina really bowls me. You've been around since morning, and so really hats off to your stamina to sit and listen to yet another talk. But I guess that is the learning for us. Usually we from Parthi, we can't accept anything more than 45 minutes. 45 minutes is enough for the day. But you're giving that example, you're showing me the way of how you can sit an entire day and just take in. So let me start with this talk. This talk will be largely stories connected to something which is very, very important in the Sai scheme of things, and that is devotional singing, bhajans, namasmarana. So let me take you back to 2005. We were all with Swami in Kodaikanal. Kodaikanal, for those of you who don't know, is a hill station in the Tamil Nadu area. And it was one of Swami's most loved destinations. They would often say that Prashanti Nilayam was Swami's office, Brindavan was Swami's home, and Kodaikanal was Swami's playground. So we would literally see Swami play in Kodaikanal. It was a very different, when he would come back to Prashanti Nilayam, he will be this official, chancellor of the university, founder of a trust, someone who will, who has the whole organization to look after. So the Kodaikanal days are, I would say, very different because you get to see Swami from very close quarters. So it was just to give you a very quick kind of what one day looked like, a quick sneak peek into what a day looked like in Kodaikanal. Our first darshan would be somewhere at 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:30 maybe in the morning. So right after Swami has kind of finished his ablutions, we would have our first kind of bedroom darshan because he'll just step out of the bedroom and we are right out there. And then you have a post bedroom session, right? That is immediately after he comes out, he'll speak for some time. It could range anywhere between something like snum, he will just come and say, somebody was snoring very loudly, I couldn't sleep inside because there's just a wall between Swami's room and where we sleep. So it could start with something like that, as simple as that. And then we will have breakfast with Swami. Then Swami goes out for darshan. He comes back and then we'll have a pre-lunch session where either Swami will give a discourse or somebody will speak. Then we have lunch with Swami and then Swami will go in for a short rest, come back, and then we have what is called a high tea with Swami. So as you can already figure out, there's a lot of eating when you're with Swami. And then after that, you have a pre-bhajan session. Then you have the bhajans in the evening, and then you have the post-bhajan sessions, which is the pre-dinner session, and then you have dinner with Swami, and then Swami retires. So it's a good 12 hours that you will be spending every single day, 12 to 14 hours. So this was one of those days when he was kind of spending time, and it was a post-bhajan pre-dinner session. So Swami has his dinner by something like 6:30 or 7 in the evening. It was after bhajans, we were all sitting, and Swami each of these sessions could break out into anything. It could be sometimes a talk, it could be sometimes a quiz session, it could be a bhajan antakshari, it could be a game, it could be anything. So on this occasion, he said, sing some songs, right? And so we all had prepared a few songs. And typically, we would prepare like 6 or 7 songs. And so, we were ready for it. We were waiting for that opportunity. And we started singing the songs. And song, after song went past, we finished the 6 that we had prepared for. Okay, and Swami just kept opening his eyes after every song. Sing some more. Right? And so soon, we ran out of songs which we had prepared. And so we have what is referred to as our Bible, which is the Vandana book. We have a book in which there are all the songs. So we just started randomly opening any page and we were singing, songs that were now not rehearsed at all. And so they were all over the place, okay? You can just imagine like there's no coordination at all. Somebody singing the next line, somebody singing the previous line, so on and so forth. But Swami is enjoying, right? And song after song, it went on for an hour, okay? And everybody else is like telling us from behind, stop, Swami has to have his dinner. Swami has to have his dinner. And we are like, but Swami is asking us to go on, what do we do? And so one by one, like, Ratanlal auntie who used to look after the kitchen, she was there, she came out wiping her hands and saying, what is going on? Why is Swami not coming in for dinner? But the songs just went on. And after that, our throats were aching, in fact, after an hour and a half. And it was 8 o'clock. And the only thing that kind of broke Swami's, his mood or his reverie was, the cuckoo clock that goes off every hour. So in Kodaikanal, there was a cuckoo clock on the top. And exactly at 8 o'clock, this one song got over and the cuckoo came out. Okay, and that's what kind of brought Swami's attention to. He said, he looked at the time. Oh, 8 o'clock. So late. It was way past Swami's dinner time. So we all said, yes, Swami, it's very late for you to have dinner. Please, we were like, Swami, please come. And Swami said, no, I am full. Swami said, your singing made me full. You all go for dinner. And that day, Swami did not have dinner. He just saw us all having dinner and he retired. The reason I tell you this is oftentimes it is said, the way to a person's heart is through his stomach. Right? We often say the way to somebody's heart is through the stomach. You fill up the stomach, the heart is full. But for God, it is the other way. The way to his stomach is through his heart. You fill his heart, you will fill up his stomach. That is the importance of music and bhajan singing. It is an opportunity for us to feed God. Right? In fact, oftentimes we would see Swami. Just imagine if there was one person who does not need bhajans. Right? Bhajans is not supposed to do anything to one person. Who's that? Swami. Right? He doesn't have to do any sadhana. Right? We are the ones who need bhajans. But it was he who was the most regular for bhajans. Right? And we all often used to feel that after a tough day's work, right, when Swami would come in the evening and sit for bhajans, he would just relax. And it was our, like many of our seniors would say, this is our time to give a relaxation to Swami. So bhajan singing in many ways is preparing a meal for Swami, right, which I told you from the Kodaikanal experience, or it is our massage that we can do for Swami, right? How many of you would love to be a part of that massaging team, right? All of us would love to be that force which can give a little relaxation to Swami in the way he runs the entire universe, right? This is our opportunity to serve him, saying, you're busy or you're really tired, let me do something for you. So that is what bhajans are. Having said that, okay, if you're going to make the best meal for Swami, then we must know how to cook. Correct? We must now become chefs. And after enjoying such a beautiful breakfast and lunch and dinner, thanks to the beautiful team that has been, making food over here for everyone, it's time, I think, we also should all become chefs, right? And so what I thought we will do in this session is we will learn what are the ingredients for this meal that we can offer to Swami. Right? Is that a fair deal? Yes. Are you all okay with that? Yes. So what are the ingredients? What are the ingredients that we can use in offering, the perfect dish? Like we said, the perfect dish, right? It's not the perfect, but it is our perfect, right? And since nobody is perfect, right? We will all be work in progress. So obviously there's one way that we can do this entire session, which is to become very technical and talk about, as brother said, Shruti, Tala and Raga and all of that. But what we will try and do is we will try to look at the major ingredients. And I'll allow you to probably figure out the more specific ingredients in that. Number one ingredient. Once Swami was, it so happened that, bhajans would start at 5:15. And some of us would practice in the hostel before we came for bhajans. So we typically practice till about 4:45 and then make it, to the mandir by, let's say, 5 o'clock in time for bhajans. One of the days, myself and one of my brothers, my student brothers, by the time we reached mandir, Swami was already near the throne. Like he had already come into the bhajan hall. And so once Swami has come over there, you just sit at the back, right? And so we sat at the back and Swami was talking to a few students up front. And after that, after about 5 minutes, he turned and went into the interview room, which is then, when we kind of stealthily came and sat in our places. And about 2 minutes later, Swami came back into the bhajan hall, and the moment he saw both of us, hey, you guys have come now, he said. And, we were like, oh my God, we are in trouble, you know. So he said, why late? So we said, Swami, we were practicing in the hostel. Ha, practice. Aite parva ledu, he said. Okay, if you're practicing, then no problem. Right? So, the reason why I tell you this is, for Swami, discipline and practice were the two buzzwords for bhajan singing. Once he was saying that this river called devotion, all of us have devotion. This river called devotion, if it has to merge into the ocean, it has to go between the banks of duty and discipline. Right? In fact, in one of I'm not sure whether you've seen this piece of video, Swami giving a discourse in Trai Brindavan, he plays on these words. He says, man ante manners undali. Means, if you want to call yourself man, you should have manners. He just plays with man and manners. Boy ante behavior undali. That is, if you want to call yourself a boy, then you must have behavior. And then he says, devotee ante, that is, if you want to call yourself devotee, all of us said devotion undali. That is, we should have devotion. And Swami says, no, discipline undali. Which is, you must have discipline. You see, the hallmark of a devotee is in discipline, not in devotion. And we will talk about this particular statement a little tomorrow. That's a little advertisement for you to come back tomorrow. Right? But the point being that discipline for Swami was always, he would in fact tell, all the teachers in the university, you teach them whatever you want to. I will teach them discipline. Swami's subject was always discipline. In fact, when he would call teachers into the interview room, he will ask everybody, at least it happened once, he was asking, what do you teach? What do you teach? He was asking all the teachers. And then Swami said, who teaches my subject? And everybody was like, oh my God, what is Swami's subject? And then Swami said, my subject is discipline. Right? So, discipline is the hallmark of a devotee. More so in bhajan singing. So now this word discipline can obviously be kind of interpreted in many different ways. Right? So let's look at what are the different ingredients once again of this big kind of word called discipline. Obviously, probably the most important is practice. Right? One of the composers of this bhajan, I don't know, I'm sure you know this bhajan. Shri Ram Charanam, Shri Ram Charanam, Shri Ram Charanam Bhaje. Right? We have heard this bhajan. Beautiful bhajan. Right? The composer of this bhajan was telling us that Swami had told him, you have to practice a bhajan 100 times before you can sing it anywhere. 100 times. So he was telling us it has to be practiced 100 times. And Swami, in fact, even broke down this 100 times further to explain that the first 25 times when you sing it, you're just acclimatizing yourself with the bhajan. The lyrics of the bhajan, the tune of the bhajan, how does the bhajan go, etc., etc. First 25 times. So that's almost like not counted. That 25 you're supposed to do any which way. Then Swami said the next 25 times when you sing the bhajan, when you practice the bhajan, you will, it'll move the people. People will come and say, so lovely you're singing, etc., etc. They'll come pat your back, okay, etc., etc. All of that. It moves emotionally, it moves. Right? The next 25 times when you sing the bhajan, right, the Lord is standing in front of your eyes. In front of the singer's eyes, the Lord is standing, so that my complete total focus is on the Lord who is being adored in that particular bhajan. And then Swami said, the last 25 times when you're singing, the Lord is in front of every single listener in the audience. right? It's not just we who are enjoying the Lord's form. Every single person sitting and enjoying the bhajan, right, has the Lord's form in front. And at that time, there's nothing but silent tears of gratitude flowing down. Nobody will come and tell you anything, oh, great singing and all, because the singing dissolves into the goal of singing, which is our mergence with Swami. Right? So, if we have to now sing it 100, sometimes it's intimidating, right? Oh, 100 times we have to practice. But that is the way we will be able to truly get to the, to the undercurrent of bhajan singing. This is, mind you, not just for the lead singers, right? It is for everybody who's sitting. If you truly want to enjoy Swami in front of each one of us, which I'm sure is the goal, right? Who will not want that? However, let me also add to that. If one were to sing 100 times, maybe I will put this point in that we will not require a Samiti bhajan or a center bhajan to actually get God in front of us. Yes, because what was actually the purpose of, what do you think is the purpose of bhajan singing? Why do you think Swami instituted the concept of bhajan singing? What's the heart of the matter? Any shout outs? Any thoughts here over here? What is the purpose, or why are we doing bhajans? Communicate with Swami, okay. Devotion. Namasmarana, okay. Yes. Yearning, okay. Sorry? Come again? Bringing out your love. Steal the heart of the Lord, okay. All of these are right. All of these are right, no doubt about it. However, the purpose of bhajans is only one, which is to still the mind. Right? Our mind is constantly varying what Swami refers to as anekagrita. Right? Swami would often compare the mind to a housefly. Look at a housefly, it's never still. Keeps on jumping on a pile of trash, then suddenly on some good gulab jamun, it'll then next sit on, something else, constantly. Okay, Swami is saying that is how our mind usually is. But it is through the process of namasmarana that you have to convert the housefly into a honeybee. Right? A honeybee, it goes from a flower to flower, it also jumps, but it is in pursuit of only one thing, and that is honey. Right? So from the anekagrata, that is, from the variedness of the mind, the multifaricity of the mind, we now bring it to one. One single-minded focus, which is called ekagrata. So from anekagrata, we come to ekagrata. So the whole process is from many to one, and from one to none. Right? That is the ultimate jump. The jump into samadhi. Right? So this will be technical in the sense that in samadhi also there are two types of samadhi. Do you know which are the two types of samadhi? There is the savikalpa samadhi and the nirvikalpa samadhi. In the savikalpa samadhi there is only one thought. In nirvikalpa samadhi there is no thought. Right? That is the ultimate goal of bhajans. Now if you think, oh my God, what have I got into? Right? I didn't know that this is supposed to be. We were just thinking we will enjoy bhajans. That's exactly what Swami wanted. He wanted actually all of us to have CIA, constant integrated awareness. Constantly just one thought. And that is why in the Bhagavad Gita, what does Krishna tell Arjuna? He says, Tasmat sarvatra kaleshu mam anusmara yuddhacha. Okay, what does it mean? Therefore, every time, in all circumstances, sarvatra kaleshu, mam anusmara, think of me and fight the battle. You see, he is not telling, only think of me. He is not saying, only fight the battle. He is saying, think of me and cha, the word cha over there is and fight the battle. That is the formula. Right? That's the formula for our success. Now you will think that, is that even possible? How can I do my work and think of Swami? Right? So Swami knew, okay, Krishna 2.0, right? The Lord comes back and he says, looks like I'll have to give them a, simpler exercise. These guys are not going to do Mam Anusmara Yuddhacha. Never going to happen. Right? Because we'll either be only fighting the battle, mostly we are only fighting the battle. We are never only thinking about him. Right? So what he comes, this time he comes, this Sathya Sai avatar comes and says, do at least once a week you start doing bhajans. He actually wants us to take us to the path of constant integrated awareness. But he knows that we are not going to go there, right? So start with once in a week you start bhajans, right? Hoping that 1 hour of bhajans will percolate through the remaining 24 hours and eventually 24/7, right? That is his ultimate objective of bhajans. Does it scare you? No, right? Pretty good, right? We are so far so good, right? If that is the, when Swami said practice a bhajan 100 times, what he actually means is that it will help you to get constant integrated awareness. That is the purpose of bhajans. Now, I don't know whether you have heard Shamantaka Mani Bhashyam Garu. Have you heard her interview on the Media Center on Radio Sai? She is the one who composed Paramam Pavitram Baba Vibhutim. The Vibhuti mantra was composed by her. In fact, she narrates the story of how she composed it. Do you know when the Paramam Pavitram was composed? She was one day washing clothes in her house. And as she was washing the clothes, this tune with the bhajan starts coming. And it was actually a bhajan. She just started, Paramam Pavitram Baba Vibhutim. Okay, because she had just returned from Prashanti Nilayam after seeing Swami put his hand into the pot and seeing that, that colossal amount of Vibhuti Abhishekam. She had just seen that function. She had come back to her hometown and she was just contemplating on what she had seen. And she was saying how grand that was. So Paramam Pavitram Baba Vibhutim. Paramam Vichitram Leela Vibhutim. Imagine while washing her clothes, she got that. And in fact, it was a bhajan, which eventually now has become the Vibhuti mantra. Right? So she was mentioning that in one of the first Akhanda bhajans, which was held in Bangalore, one of the first Akhanda bhajans, you know what Swami came and said? Swami came and said, for 24 hours, 24-hour Akhanda bhajan, we all know that. Swami said, sing Sai Hare Baba Hare. That's all. For 24 hours, they had to sing only Sai Hare Baba Hare. So in fact, she sings in that interview. You must go and see that interview. She goes and she said, they composed a whole lot of different tunes with Sai Hare Baba Hare. Sai Hare Baba Hare in Mohanam, Sai Hare Baba Hare in Bhimpalas, in Malkauns and all that. For 24 hours, it was just Sai Hare Baba Hare. Do you think if you would have had that kind of Akhanda Bhajan today, anybody would have turned up? Right? I doubt it. That probably most people will be like, I think 15 minutes of Sai Hare Baba Hare is good enough. Right? You see, again, that was the idea. Ekagrata. Next year, it seems Swami came and said, I think, like in Kannada, it seems he said, ye tumse nahi hoga. This will not be done by you. You won't be able to do this. So he said, compose on any god, in any raga. And in fact, that is how bhajan composition started. Way back in the 60s, all of these different exotic bhajans that we have today, came because Swami said, no problem. Sing as many gods' names in as many ragas. Because all God's names are just one. Right? The reason why I am saying this is, today we have I would say a shopping, an Amazon full of bhajans. Right? We have from simple bhajans to complex bhajans to very complex bhajans. Right? What is the purpose of bhajans? We should not forget. That's just why many of us, want to be singers. Um, we start with something like, we will take a simple bhajan, like our first bhajan will be like Punyanam Pavitranam Ramanam Saira. Right? We will start with this Hare Krishna Hare Ram Madhuranam Sai Ram. Simple bhajan, or something like Gopala Radha Lola. Right? We will take a bhajan like this. And then after the bhajan, somebody comes and says, hey, you have got a good voice, very good, huh? So I still remember, in our Abu Dhabi Samiti, when my father was in Abu Dhabi Samiti, one of the uncles, he started singing. And his first bhajan, in fact, was Gopala Radha Lola. And usually what we do is, after a bhajan session, you feel like somebody has sung their first bhajan. You want to go and encourage them, isn't it? So after the bhajan, we said, uncle, very nice uncle. So nice to hear you, out of words of, that uncle took it very seriously. Because the next bhajan, the next week, he came and said, he wanted to sing, Maithili Pate Raghunandana. For us, it was like, uncle, from Gopala Radhalola directly to Maithili Pate. Because this is a fairly it requires some nuances of music. You have to know music before you start singing this. And he said, but my Gopala Radhalola was good, no? So we said, yes uncle, the Gopala Radhalola was good. Sing Gopala Radhalola. You see, somehow we have this tendency to think that only if I sing complicated bhajans, somehow we link complicated bhajans to where I will be in heaven after I die. This is what I generally feel. For example, if somebody were to sing all their life, imagine if he were to sing something like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we think that now that we have sung this, okay, if I were to die today, right after this, and go to heaven, some accountant over there at the gate of heaven is going to ask, which bhajan did you sing? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. You wait here. And maybe somebody else who has sung something like Brahmandanayaka Baba Partipurishwar Baba. You'll think that, you, Brahmandanayaka, come. Isn't it? We think that somehow our position in heaven is going to be decided by how complicated the bhajan was. What we are actually doing is, we are only doing a mental ego massage. We are only massaging our own ego. Because if you look at Swami himself, all his life he sang only Hari Bhajana Bina, Prema Mudita Manase Kaho. Okay, imagine the very source of music. He just stuck to 4 or 5 bhajans. Because for him, it did not matter. In fact, I know of Rasa Vilola Nandalala, composed by Srimati Parvati Mahadevan. We all know. Rasa Vilola Nandalala. We all know that bhajan, right? This bhajan, I have heard being sung in Swami's presence every day for about 4 days. Some group would come and sing Rasa Vilola. And never once have I seen Swami ever say that, hey, this was sung yesterday only. Never. Because for Swami it did not matter. Right? Rasa Vilola Nandalala was one of his favorite bhajans. Right? And of course, it took a long time, even for, like me, for example, to understand that. As wannabe singers, we always want to try complicated bhajans. We always want to try bhajans which are sung by X person, Y person. Oh, he has sung it, so let me also try it. Right? Remember, it has got nothing to do with what is the purpose of bhajans. So that is number one. Probably the most important thing is, I still remember this one incident. where Swami was, he was asking us to sing a few songs for one of the programs. And this brother, he was singing for the first time, and he sang his song in the interview room. And then Swami says, "Ha, song acha hai, abhi gao." Means the song is good, now sing it. He had just sung the song. And Swami is saying, the song is good, now sing it. Obviously, it meant that the singing was not good. Right? Let me tell you another incident that happened. And this will be probably a little harsh, but it is worth saying it. So the aunties, like Parvati auntie in Brindavan Bhajan group, when we were all in Brindavan, these aunties have composed some of the most like iconic bhajans. Tum ho Sham Ram Rahim is Parvati auntie's bhajans. Several bhajans, many bhajans that kind of come. Giridhari Giridhari Gopala, beautiful bhajans. And Parvati auntie was a All India radio artist. Like she's one of the top singers in the state. But eventually, voices became old, right? And the voice would shake. And Swami would come to Brindavan and he would hear these bhajans sung by these aunties who were very aged. Now, these were some of the closest devotees to him. Okay? And they're somebody who have dedicated their entire lives to Swami. Imagine these aunties would change 3 buses in Bangalore to get from their home to come to Brindavan, right? And even at that age, even at the ripe age of 70, 75, and Swami would come and say, don't sing. He would come and tell those aunties, don't sing. And in fact, eventually, and they would be like, Swami, what do you mean don't sing, Swami? We are singing for you, Swami. Okay, and Swami got the state president eventually to ban them from singing. Because Swami himself could not stop them from singing. Swami just told a state president, okay, tell them not to sing from tomorrow. Okay, and they were up in arms. They had that liberty with Swami, And next day Swami left back to Puttaparthi. These aunties, they followed Swami to Puttaparthi. And these, I'm telling you, they're absolutely like gem of devotees. They are the people who have dedicated their entire lives, right? So even God can't, do that to them. It's their power of that devotion. They are sitting in the darshan line and saying, Swami, call us for interview. We want to talk to you. That was there, even now when I think about it, because one of the aunties told us the story. We said, she was telling us, we told Swami, we want to talk to you, Swami. I said, auntie, then what happened? And Swami said, okay, I'll call. 1 minute. I'm a little busy now. You see, that is the relationship Swami had. And so Swami called them inside for an interview. And Swami is explaining to them, just imagine. See, back in those days, in Brindavan, not too many people used to come. So it was okay. It was just me and you. You could sing to me. I would hear it. But now so many devotees are coming, no? So we should have good quality bhajans, no? Swami is explaining the logic of why they should not sing. Can you imagine that? I mean, somebody like him, he has to do all of this explanation. And they were like, Swami, but so many years we are singing, Swami. Okay, and then you know what Swami tells them? Swami told them, see, in your house, in your altar you sing. I will come there. Okay, in your houses, in the altar you sing. I will come over there. But don't sing in Vrindavan. And it seems there was some heavy negotiation that went on. And eventually on Sunday evenings, they were allowed to sing 3 bhajans. On Sunday, because Swami said, Sunday morning most devotees come. By Sunday evening, not many people are there. So they negotiated with Swami and finally came down to 3 bhajans on Sunday evening. You see, Swami was like that. Why I'm telling you this is because I feel it has multiple angles to look at the story. One is the way to deal with senior singers. Right? These are all singers who at one point of time, they were the stellar singers. They were people whom we looked up to. Do you know, I don't know, do you know Raja Reddy Garu? right? The legendary Raja Reddy Garu, right? Um, Before any student came, he was the one who would lead, and his bhajan like Matanga Vadanananda Sadana. That his Ganesh bhajan would always be his, and when he would sing that like some early morning raga like this, you could just see Swami walking, like that. Raja Reddy Garu, one day when he had come for bhajans, okay, and he was someone who 2 minutes before Swami comes for bhajans, he will come from the interview room. Before Swami comes out of the interview room, Raja Reddy Garu used to come out of the interview room, come sit in the first row, he'll just sit over there, close his eyes, and Ganesh bhajan would start, and then Swami will walk in, right? One day he's sitting for bhajans with his eyes closed, ready to sing the bhajan, and Swami comes and says, "Move the mic. Move the mic." That was the last that Raja Reddy ever sang. Just imagine it can happen to Raja. But Raja Reddy Garu was telling us an amazing thing before he passed away. In 2005 he had come. And he was saying that my real journey to Swami started from that day onwards. Because till then I was only singing bhajans. Right? It so happened that one of our old students had gone to visit him in Mumbai. He used to stay in Mumbai after he left Prashanti. And it seems, he had a beautiful house overlooking the sea in Juhu area, I think, overlooking the sea. And this brother was saying that when he went to meet Raja Reddy Garu, he saw the most iconic, like such a beautiful sight. Raja Reddy Garu is sitting in his balcony overseeing the sea and just lost in meditation. And he came from behind. He was seeing this sight, right? He said, ever since I stopped singing, I started seeing Swami. Because until then, it was me and the bhajan, right? The bhajan went off and then it was only me and Swami. You see, even bhajans is only a vehicle which will take us to Swami. We don't fall in love with the vehicles that take us to the place. If we do, it's our folly. Correct? Imagine our vehicle is so good or so grand that we have used it to go from point A to point B. Once we reach point B, now we are so much in love with the vehicle that we are like, no, I can't leave this vehicle. I want to sit in the vehicle. Swami will say, okay, sit. That's all you will get. You will never get the destination. Because even bhajans is only a vehicle to take us to the destination. Okay, let me tell you the story of Mr. Kalyan Chaudhary. Okay, for example, Hari Bhajana Vina Sukha Shanti Nahi is Kalyan Chaudhary sir's composition. Okay, one of the great composers. So many bhajans, like you must have heard this. Radha Lola Ramya Suchela. Have you heard this bhajan? Rajitavana Mala Gopala. Rajitavana Mala Gopala. It seems this bhajan is Kalyan Chaudhary sir's composition, and Raja Reddy Garu would sing. Swami would ask Raja Reddy Garu to sing this while Swami slept. This was Swami's lullaby. Okay, he would sing this as he would press Swami's feet when Swami was sleeping. Okay, and it was Kalyan Chaudhary sir's composition. In fact, I don't know whether you know this secret about this composition. When this, the second line, Rajitavana Mala Gopala, and the original composition was Rajitavana Mala. This was the original composition. It so happened that Raja Reddy was singing this to Swami, okay, and Swami told him that this line is incomplete. And Swami was the one who added that Rajitavana Mala Gopala. That Gopala has to come. A few weeks later, Raja Reddy Garu was speaking to Kalyan Chaudhary on the phone, and he said that Swami loves this bhajan and Swami is asking for this bhajan every night. And Kalyan Chaudhary sir said that, is it Swami likes this bhajan, is it? but I'm feeling that there is something missing in this bhajan. Kalyan Chaudhary sir is saying, I'm feeling there's something missing in the bhajan. He said, oh, is it? But Swami is enjoying the bhajan. Oh, great, then I'm very happy. He said, can you sing what version you are singing? What are you singing to Swami? And he sang this Rajita Vanamala Gopala at the end. And at that moment, Kalyan Chaudhary says, this is what was missing. You see, in my composition, the original composition, that Gopala was not there. And if you actually think about it, Radha Lola Ramya Suchela Rajita Vanamala Gopala Rajita Vanamala Gopala Venu Vilola Vijaya Gopala Vedagamamula Gopala Vedagamamula Gopala. You see that Gopala at the end gives so much completeness to that line. That was added by Swami himself. Such a Kalyan Chaudhary sir was visited by one of our elder brothers towards the end. Because Swami would in fact tell the first set of, the early bhajan singers in Prashanti Nilayam, he would tell them, go, holidays mein kidhar jata hai? He will ask, where are you going in holidays? So Swami, we are going to whatever, hometown. Then Swami will say, stop in Kolkata, learn some bhajans from Kalyan Chaudhary and then you go home. Or on your way back, come via Kolkata, learn some bhajans from Kalyan Chaudhary and come. So one of the brothers had actually gone to Kalyan Chaudhary sir's. When am I supposed to end? Long back, huh? Okay, I'm so sorry about this, going completely out of schedule. So he had gone over there. This brother had gone to Kalyan Chaudhary sir's house and he noticed a very strange thing. He found that Kalyan Chaudhary sir's house door, was bolted from outside while Kalyan Chaudhary sir was inside. Because he could hear the fan rotating. So he just called out, he said, sir, are you there? And Kalyan Chaudhary sir responded, kaun hai? Who's there? So he said, sir, I'm so and so, I've come from Prashanti, Swami had asked me to see you. And Kalyan Chaudhary sir says, I don't know why Swami sends people like you to people like me. Okay? Meaning people like you to people like me. He said, anyway, you open the bolt and come in. Open the latch and come in. And so he said, sir, how come the door is latched from outside? No, I was just meditating. So I told my wife not to disturb me. So let her bolt it from outside and go. Do her work, come back. So he would be lost in meditation for the entire day. And so he sat over there and once again he said, why does Swami have to send, you all to me? Swami himself can do that, kind of thing. And so the brother just sat over there and said, sir, I would like to learn some, For example, the other bhajan, Jaya Devi Durga Gauri Shankari Parvati is also Kalyan Chaudhary sir's. Madhuvana Sanchari Shama Murari is also Kalyan Chaudhary sir's. Mostly the bhajans which Swami sang were all Kalyan Chaudhary sir's compositions. So, he said, bhajans, okay. Go just find that harmonium somewhere. Okay. He's telling, Kalyan Chaudhary sir, by the way, was a Bengali music composer. Meaning he was a film music director. He has composed music for films. You can even YouTube him and see some of his Bengali songs. So just imagine a composer sitting without harmonium. Very, very rare. Any composer will always be with their harmonium. So he was so intrigued. This brother went and he was searching for the harmonium. And finally, under some pile of clothes and all that, fully dusted, dusty kind of a harmonium, he pulls out and he brings it. And he's so shocked that this is the condition of the harmonium. Usually, like, for most musicians, our instruments are like our dearest things, right? We look after them so much, respect and all of that. But his fully dusty. And so he says, Sir, I'm so intrigued. What is the condition of the harmonium? Like, and then Kalyan Chaudhary sir says one absolutely stunning line. Something which is kind of resonates with me so much. He said, in Hindi I will tell it, okay, and then we will translate it. He said, क्या करूं ये कमबख्त मेरे और भगवान के बीच में आ रही थी, इसको निकाल दिया मैंने. Meaning, this harmonium, it was coming in between me and Swami, so I just removed her. Can you imagine that? A music composer says, this harmonium is coming in between me and Swami. He was, he was just there. You see, even bhajan singing and all our music and all the talent that Swami himself has given to us, right, becomes the very impediment to reach him. Because even that we have to let go before we can reach Swami. Right? That is the purpose of bhajan singing. We will only end this by something that I have always enjoyed doing, and that is visualization. How do we bring bhava, or how can we, kind of bring Swami when we are singing in front of our eyes? Every bhajan has a story to tell. Usually, if you know how the bhajan was composed, that's beautiful. But most of the times we don't know how, in what circumstances the bhajan was composed, so on and so forth. So what we can do is we can ask, what is it that the bhajan is telling us? Ask the bhajan, contemplate on the bhajan, right? And it will tell you something which is very unique to yourself. So oftentimes when I sit for bhajans, I'm constantly, kind of praying, what is this bhajan trying to tell, right? So I have, like, these moments of epiphany, if you can call it, where the bhajan just reveals itself, So maybe this bhajan I will take. अम्बा मंदहास वदनी मनोहरी साई जग जननी. We all know this bhajan, no? So one day I was hearing this bhajan, and the thought that I got was, when we are small, our closest and dearest friend is our mother. Right? She is our confidant. She is someone in whom we put the maximum amount of trust. We go and tell our deepest secrets to her. And she is also the one who knows all our mistakes, all our flaws and all our faults. Right? And yet we are okay. She is okay with us because she loves us. She loves us in spite and despite our flaws. So to me, this bhajan is like, imagine we have committed some mistake. Okay, and now we go home and Swami is around, Swami our mother. Okay, and the moment we see her face, we know that she knows what mistake we have done. Okay, and so she is serious. Okay, so we go in and now we want to butter our mother. Right, we want to obviously get her on our side. And so we are like, Amma, please Amma, sorry Amma. Right? And she also likes that we are kind of around her. Just like our Swami loves all of us to be around him. Right? And just in that moment, a slight smile kind of leaks out of her mouth. And our heart says, Amba mandahasa vadani manohari Sai Jaga Janani. Mandahas is not a very big laughter. It's a light smile. Mandahasa. Right? And then the moment now mother knows that, hey, this fellow has caught my smile. Okay, and so she becomes serious. And so now we again want to get her grace. What do we say? Mata माता माता जग जननी. We are pleading, no? There's so much pleading in that line. Okay, and now she knows that, hey, this guy is not going to leave me, and so she goes into the kitchen. So the moment she goes far away from us, Jagajanani Shubhakarini. Actually, what we don't know is she's gone to the kitchen to make our favorite dish. That's why Shubhakarini. Jagajanani Shubhakarini. And then she turns around and says, don't worry, I'm okay, we are fine. Take this dish and eat. And so we pay our gratitude. Sai Jagan Mata Sathya Sai Jagan Mata. So let us all close our eyes and make this prayer to our mother. You can visualize whatever you want. This was just, shall we all sing this bhajan? And then we will end. Okay? Amba mandahasa vadani manohari sai jagajanani. Amba mandahasa vadani manohari sai jagajanani. Mata Jaga Janani. Amba mandahasa vadani manohari sai jaga janani. Jagajanani Shubhakarini. Jagajanani Shubhakarini. Sai Jagan Mata Sathya Sai Jagan Mata. Sathya Sai Jagan Mata. Amba mandahasa vadani manohari sai jagajanani. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.